Maps on the Map. My name is Maps, to those who don't know me. And I am a South African living in Shanghai, China. To those who've been here before, welcome back. Welcome back. Today I'll be telling you a little bit about myself. Who is Maps? Sometime in 1991, my 17-year-old mother gave birth to me, and they ended up calling me Mapula, which means Mother Rain, and my dad decided to call me Judah. So I grew up in a small town in Limpopo, that's the northern part of South Africa, and the name of my town or village is called Diggeline. To those who know what Diggeline is, please don't make fun of me. Diggeline is around the Tzaneen area. So if you know Tzaneen, then like it's near Tzaneen. So I grew up there, but I spent most of my time in the mountains, in the farmlands, in the Makhuweskloof area. If you are familiar a little bit with Limpopo, that is between, Makhuweskloof is between Tzaneen and Polokwane. I moved to the Makhuweskloof area when I was maybe 4 or 5 years old to go live with my grandmother. So I went to creche there, and after creche I went to primary school. The name of the school was called Glen Shield. So I don't know if you've seen, they like having these videos about like these farm schools where they're like 30 children and the children walk like 5 kilometers to school. No, we didn't cross rivers. But yeah, like and there's not enough resources, so they have to share books. And their children do everything in the school, from gardening to cleaning the classes and cooking for themselves and all of that. That was my school. The maximum number of learners we had in our school was probably 30 children. And I remember my last class, our classes would be mixed together. So grade R1, 2, and 3 was in one class, and grade 4, 5, and 6 was in one class. I remember when I was in grade 7, there were 5 learners in the classroom. 3 of us were grade 7 and 2 were grade 8. And grade 7s did grade 8 work. Like that was standard. So I think like basically you would do grade 8 work twice. You know those kids who just are dumb? Like you're like, dude, how do you not get it? Like, I'm just asking you to copy this word down. It's literally the letter A. Just copy it down. And I was just not getting it. And I remember the teacher moved me because I just didn't get it. I didn't understand the instructions. And so I would copy the other children in terms of what to do. I don't know, what are we coloring? Are we coloring in yellow, orange? Are we drawing circles? Like, I don't know what we're doing. So I would copy. And she was just like, she moved me like further, like towards, close to the door, and the rest of the class was on the other side. And she was just like, she didn't like me much. And I remember there was one time she asked us to copy something, I'm guessing, on the board, and I copied, and she looked and she was like, this is the first time. She was so excited, like, oh my word, yes, that's how you do it, good job. She was so happy. She's like, clap hands for yourself. And I remember that was so weird, but I was like, oh wow, really? I did it right, and I clapped hands for myself. And then she said, go do it again. Did it again. Came back wrong, and she was shouting at me like, but you just did the right thing now. I just didn't understand, because I didn't understand what I did right, and I didn't understand what I did wrong. So I was that kind of kid where they're like, come, what did you mean to come? Basically, the head is full of water. No brain, it's just water. And that teacher was also very scary, my lord. But during the same year that I started grade 1, the teacher left. I don't know why she left, and a new teacher came. And and that teacher was patient. She was different. I don't know. Like she was yeah, she was God sent, guys. I just started getting it and I passed grade 1, so I didn't have to repeat grade 1. And I mean, she was strict. We'd get hit with the ruler behind our ears for being naughty and all of that. But I became one of the bright students in our primary school. Like the examples, like you should be like her. But then, to be fair, there wasn't a lot of kids in our school, so it wasn't much of a competition. So it wasn't like I was like brilliant. While I was in primary school, I really wanted to go to this really posh high school, and I thought I'm gonna go there. I'm really gonna go there, like. And I remember someone asking me, so where are you going for high school? And I said, I'm going to Stanford Lake College. And she was like, how are you going to afford to go there? And I was like, I'm just gonna ask for bursary. Like, it was that simple to me. Like, I literally saw myself walking up there and being like, so do y'all have any scholarships? So my gran was a domestic worker. She was a maid, basically, for this family. And this family, I guess, took me in as a daughter. Daughter in the sense of we'd go places together. Sometimes they'll take me to vacation and all of that. But I still had my own home. Like, every day I go home. I'll sleep over sometimes. But like, as a friend, I guess, this man actually wanted me to go to Stanford. That was the name of the high school. So he wanted me to go there. And he passed away before the year ended. But his wife told his family, because they had a company and all of that, that this was his dream, and so they should make it happen. So then I went to my dream high school, and it wasn't easy. It wasn't easy, and it was really difficult to make friends, in a sense of, like, they would invite me, like some girls would invite me to come chill with them and what's not, and they would talk, and I just didn't have an input. Like, I just didn't know what to say. Like, it was just, maybe it was topics that I wasn't familiar with. Like, I understood what they were talking about, but I just didn't have anything to add, so I would just listen. And I was like, who needs a friend like me? I need a friend right now. So who is it that needs a friend that I can be friends with? And so I was friends with people who needed friends. My guy told me, like, hey, when you go to varsity, keep on going to church. So I did. I went to church. I church, and as I church with people who shared the gospel to me, and I was like, oh, is that what it means? That Jesus died on the cross for us? Okay. Alright, I see you, Jesus. Okay, let's try this thing. Accept you as my Lord and Savior. So then I was serving with a ministry called Campus Outreach. And yeah, it really grew a lot and got to see God work. And like, I was one person who was interested in visiting other churches and all of that. Some people might have called it church hopping. Hey, if you can go club hopping, why can't you go church hopping? So I was visiting and forming relationships in different churches and different ministries, and all of that. And that was really so much fun. I learned a lot. In 2014, I started working for a company as a video editor and a producer, and for a short time I also presented for them. So that was really fun, and I made some really good friends there. But it was also difficult working there. It was a difficult working environment. So after a year, I quit my job, and I was like, I'm gonna pursue my acting dream. Like, that is my dream, so that's what I'm gonna do. And a friend of mine opened her doors for me to stay at her place. I'm really thankful for that. And I think I stayed with them, I think it was since June 2015. So I stayed with them for 6-7 months, auditioning, going to auditions and all of that, and literally getting nothing. until November, December time, I got a gig to go to the Philippines as an extra for an ad. That was fun, and that was good because I've always had a dream to come to Asia, and so it was good to see Asia. But I think that trip made me pray to God that, you know what, God, I actually don't think I want to do this anymore. I don't want to go to China anymore. I wanted to go to China, but no thanks. And the reason for it is just seeing how people looked. There were like maybe 6, 7, 8 black women on the trip, and just seeing how people looked at black people was just like, like, oh my word, look at these women, look at their asses, look at. And I was like, oh no. I know how I've noticed how people like worship white skin, and I am brown skinned, and I don't want to be in a place where people worship something else and they look down on me because I am this skin tone and this color. And then I started hating myself. I was like, oh no. I'm not doing that. No, thank you. No, sorry. Thank you, God. And that was December, right? I was like, no, thanks. Backtrack a little bit. So, like I said, I've always had a dream to come to China. The dream started in 2010 when I was learning about the 1040 window, the areas of where people are persecuted or where there are few Christians, like in places where there are very few Christians and what's not. Like, I was like, I don't know, I just got an interest for China, and I was like, I want to go to China. I just knew I was going to go to China. And from 2010, I started preparing my family, telling them I'm going to go to China. I think I probably stopped in 2013, 2014, talking about going to China and what's not. And so when 2015 came, and I was like, it's cool. I don't want to go anymore. The following year, I didn't even know that I was going to decide. I was like, I'm not going to audition anymore. I'm not going to stay with my friends anymore. I think it's time for me to find a job. I cannot live like this. At the same time, I felt convicted that if I carried on auditioning, like a breakthrough is coming. Like, I felt like I was going to get a job, a gig. I didn't know when in the year that was gonna come, but I felt like I was gonna get a gig, like a big role. But I wasn't willing to wait. I wasn't willing to be staying in someone's home again. And I mean, we never discussed it, like how long I was gonna stay there with them and all of that. It seemed like she didn't mind, but I was done. And home was not a place that I wanted to be. Jobless and everything, like just being another mouth that my gang has to feed. But I thought, you know what, it's fine. I accepted it. I'm gonna go home. And it was at home where I decided that, where I was looking everywhere and literally I was getting rejected left, right and center. I was thinking at that time as well of maybe enrolling to do a PGCE, and yeah, I was like, let me try this teaching thing and see if it's for me. Maybe through this teaching English abroad, maybe it will be good for me, right? And so I tried, and so I started applying, and yeah, this window opened to teach English in China, and here I am, almost 4.5 years later. And when I arrived in China, for the first time in life, I can literally think I want a chocolate now, and I can just go to a shop and buy a chocolate. And so like just that thing of just being able to afford whatever I want and all of that, like I gained so much weight. Yo, you think a person would be like, okay, now I can afford to go to gym, later go to gym. No, I was like, yeah, eat all I want. And I'm also like a comfort eater. I lost most of it and then I gained some of it back, and I have to lose it again. So yeah, in a nutshell, that is me, that is Maps. I hope you learned much about me. And for those who know me already, I hope you learned more about me. And thank you. Thank you for your love. Thank you for tuning into my videos. Thank you for commenting and liking. And thank you for just being here. That brings us to the word of today. Share me. That means thank you. You can simply say share. I mean, you can, why did I do this? I don't know. You can literally say share, which means thank you. Share, thank you. Share, thank you. Or you can say share me, which means thank you. The me means you. It was nice chatting with you. I hope to see you soon in my next video. See you with my next video. Know that I love you. You are special. Sai Chen.